Good morning, everyone. Our presentation today focuses on Tata and Sons, one of India's most iconic family-run conglomerates. We have explored how Tata has built and sustained a powerful legacy through strong values, visionary leadership, and robust government structures. This group presentation is done by Dominic, Finn, Francis, Katie, and myself, Kshitij. Let's start with vision and values. At the heart of Tata Sons lies a powerful vision to improve the quality of life of the communities they serve, guided by principles of leadership with trust. This vision is deeply rooted in their core values: integrity, being honest and ethical; responsibility, upholding social and environmental commitments; excellence, striving for the highest standards; pioneer, leading with innovation and unity, fostering inclusive growth. These values not only shape the internal culture but also influence Tata's global brand image.
Tata and Sons' approach to governance takes a deliberate step away from typical family run models. The Tata name still carries weight, but real control sits with philanthropic trusts, not individual family members. This shift isn't about stepping back, but rather it's about protecting the legacy by embedding its values in structures that outlast any one generation. It's a model built for independence, ethics, and long term thinking. Tata and Sons shows that legacy doesn't need to mean control. The trust focuses on long-term impact, while professional leaders run the business on merit. It's a setup designed for stability, even during difficult transitions, like the Cyrus mystery case, which tested the balance between tradition and transparency. Tata's commitment to governance, through codes of conduct, helped the business stay grounded in its principles, no matter the pressure.
Family and business governance. Tata Group has a unique governance structure. While Tata Sons is the holding company, its operating firms like Tata Steel and TCS function with significant autonomy. Each has its own board and decision making powers. This decentralized model ensures agility and innovation across business units while maintaining accountability. This slide illustrates the scale and diversification of Tata Group. At the top sits Tata Sons, the holding company that oversees a wide network of independently operating businesses. These span across key sectors such as IT, steel, automotive, consumer and retail, financial services, infrastructure, aerospace and defense. Some of the most iconic well-known companies are TCS, Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Titan, Tata Capital, and Financial Services, and IHC in hospitality. This board of diversification allows Tata Group to manage risk effectively, pursue innovation in multiple industries, and remain resilient in sector specific downturns.
Tata Sons is renowned for balancing human and financial capital, allowing it to grow as a diverse and resilient conglomerate. This balance stems from professional management driving commercial goals alongside philanthropic trusts ensuring ethical and societal alignment. As JRD Tata put in 1973, corporate entities must balance the financial interests of owners with that of employees, consumers, and the local communities they support. Tata has focused on leadership development through programs like the Tata Administrative Services and the Tata Management Training Centre. At the employee level, initiatives like the Nirvana Wellness Programme and various incentives foster loyalty and well-being. Tata's financial capital strategy focuses on long-term wealth preservation while staying competitive in core areas like steel and manufacturing. The group places greater importance on sustaining value over time, whilst also seizing opportunities in emerging markets. For example, electric vehicles and digital services such as TCS. In summary, what truly sets Tata apart is its prudent long-term commitment to developing and sustaining both human and financial capital, building loyalty among employees and leaders, and supporting both legacy businesses and new ventures in emerging markets is critical.
Based on Tata's family and business governance, they utilize the business excellence model across all their subsidiaries. This business excellence model focuses on 7 basic things, and this is then branched out into at least a total of 1,000 focuses where organizations must achieve at least 500 within 4 years. And this then allows for the standards to be similar across all of Tata's companies without them having to implement such strict controls. What is Tata's thing? Tata is a decentralized cluster of products and services unified by a trusted brand name. And this is specifically what makes them stand out is the trust that people have in them. The diversification means it touches almost every Indian consumer. However, the majority of their profits and revenue are driven through their consulting services. Using that momentum, they launched Tata Digital in 2019. And then now they start Tata New, which is a shopping super app similar to WeChat or Alipay, which can help them leverage off their huge network.
Now, with regards to the threats faced by the Tata and Sons family business in the near-term horizon, there are several key near-term threats. Firstly, there's uncertainty around leadership succession, with challenges involving the smooth transition of power while preserving the Tata legacy and stakeholder trust. Furthermore, there are challenges around intensifying global competition faced not only by Tata but many other businesses. With the rapid growth of agile tech-driven startups as well as multinational giants, these are threats to Tata's market share. On this note, there are also regulatory and legal risks. With increased scrutiny in global markets and evolving compliance frameworks such as antitrust and ESG, that's another one of Tata's threats faced in the short term. However, Tata also faces further short-term threats. Technological disruption, for one, is a key, with Tata's traditional sectors such as steel, automobiles and telecoms facing disruption from AI and electric vehicles and even digital platforms. Like many other businesses, Tata is also at the mercy of economic and geopolitical instability, with global inflation, interest rate fluctuations and geopolitical tensions impacting operations and investments. Finally, internal group conflicts pose a major short-term threat to Tata. Past boardroom rifts and cross-holding complexities may result in an effect on cohesion and strategic clarity. These 6 risks are all very important and need to be considered strategically for Tata in order to continue the growth and prosperity of the family business.
Family businesses often face unique barriers when it comes to innovation. These include a tendency towards risk aversion and a focus on the preservation of wealth for future generations. Moreover, inertia in resources and routines can make it harder to adopt new procedures or ideas. Internal challenges like succession, career development, and intergenerational tensions can further complicate innovation. Ultimately, many family businesses prioritise preserving socio-economic wealth and upholding family power, which can restrict the flexibility needed for innovation.
Family businesses tend to have their wealth concentrated on one or few firms, are more sensitive to investment uncertainty, or might not want to share control. From time working in a family office, family was less concerned with growth than, for example, private equity firms in real estate, and instead focused on expanding into the target market and long-term growth. They generally focus on preserving and protecting wealth for future generations, and are more focused on resilience over potential crises. When comparing family firms to non-family businesses, family business people tend to stay in their respective functions, and more autonomy is given to project leaders, and this means that there are fewer stakeholders and less rigid processes compared to a non-family business where people work in teams. There's more structured organization and potential more barriers to change. Family firms tend to collaborate more with outside entities, whereas non-family firms tend to collaborate internally. This seems to suggest that innovation might be easier to do in a family business structure, but they suffer from a lack of spending or a focus on the existing business.
To stay ahead, Tata and Sons could take a dual horizon approach in strengthening its core businesses while exploring new ventures. A family-backed innovation fund with the right provisions could be a smart way to do both. And by leaning into deeper partnerships with research institutions, startups, and think tanks, Tata wouldn't just be able to keep up with change, but it could help lead it, especially in areas like sustainability and AI. More agile, lower risk assets that offer steady returns. And when it comes to preparing the next generation, innovation could be the best testing ground. By giving younger family members real ownership of such initiatives, guided by experienced mentors, succession becomes something they grow into, not something they inherit.